This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Prarambh Startup India International Summit. The participants are Anil Agarwal, Joint Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and Ruchika Chitravanshi, journalist.
In the last few years, the number of startups in India has increased very fast. Now there is more policy support available to budding entrepreneurs, more avenues of financing innovative ideas. There has been the Startup India initiative by the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, the DPIIT. And more recently, there was a Startup India International Summit, Prarambh, which was organized by the department, which saw participation from over 25 countries and had over 200 global speakers. Mr. Anil Agarwal, one of the big announcements in this summit was the rupees 1,000 crore of seed fund that the Prime Minister said which will be made available to new entrepreneurs. Can you tell us a bit more about who will get this fund and how will they be able to access it?
This Startup India Seed Fund that has been announced yesterday, this will be available to all the entrepreneurs across the country. This will be absolutely an online application process and it will be routed through the incubators that we have across the country. Now, we are going to an online application portal, Startup India portal for this. And what happens is, first of all, we will select the incubator. And we have laid down very strict criteria of which of the incubators would qualify for getting grants under the Startup India Seed Fund. So, once an incubator qualifies for getting a grant, they get a grant of up to 5 crores to be spent in a period of 3 years. Then, at the next step, once we select incubators for giving them grants, we have an online process for all the startups to apply for these grants. The best thing is, it is going to be one single application form and it is going to be across the country, one single application form. So if you want to apply to one incubator or the next incubator or the third incubator, you can simply say that these are priority 1, priority 2 and priority 3. All the incubators will evaluate the applications and then based on their priorities, startups will be selected. The amount of money that one startup can get out of the seed fund is up to rupees 20 lakhs as a grant. So it can be given as a grant for them to develop an idea into a proof of concept or for product development or, getting into a market for the commercialization stage. That is part one. And if they have done this, if they already have a prototype or a proof of concept, then if they want to plan, they are planning a little bigger thing, then they can get up to 50 lakhs of another investment from the incubator, which will be done as debentures or debt-related equity, so that it is not a very costly affair for the startup. So this is how the whole thing has been designed.
Is there a timeline to when they can get each of these funds?
Absolutely, yes. So we are launching, we have already started developing the tech platform and this will be available to everyone from the starting on the 1st of April 2021.
One of the things that the Prime Minister has talked about is internationalization of startups and mobilizing the global capital for Indian startups. And obviously there is aim that India has to make companies to have startups which can make a mark in the global market. How can we help them from the policy side?
Over the last 5 years, we've seen a number of startups coming of age. Many of them have acquired global status. Yesterday, the PM spoke about how now we have 36 unicorns out of this country. When we had started, there were only 4 in 2014. Now, it would require assistance in terms of accessing the international markets. They will also need support in terms of acquiring intellectual property there. They will need support of understanding the local ecosystems. Over the last 1 year, we have requested all our embassies and missions abroad to work primarily across 3 objectives. So the first objective is identify global venture funds and engage with them, tell their strengths of the Indian ecosystem to try to mobilize global venture capital for investments into Indian startups. That is part one. The second is, we are looking at supporting our startups, accessing international markets. So when we realize that we have a number of products which are actually made for the world, then if we can support them in terms of institutional support in terms of mentoring support, in terms of strategy, then they can easily access international markets. For example, we have these National Startup Awards very recently. 36 winners were identified. Out of them, 18 expressed the desire to gain access to international markets. That's a large number. And we did a survey of how many companies wanted to access which markets. And then we realized a number of companies, they wanted to go to USA, UAE. Many companies want to go to European markets, South Asian markets. So the companies and the young entrepreneurs today, they have very focused. They know what is the product that they have and where is the market for them. Some of our satellite companies are looking at markets in Africa. So this is something that we already have, and we have created an institutional mechanism through our missions abroad to support these companies access those markets. The third objective of this exercise is that we have our innovation is actually very frugal. We are, as a nation, as a people, we are very frugal in our approach, and the innovations that we have are actually very, very economical. So if these frugal innovations can be incorporated by global companies, everybody stands to gain. We are not only serving citizens better, we are not only serving the population of the world better, also the startup and the corporation, they stand to make more mutually beneficial relationships. So these are the three main pillars on which we are looking at supporting our Indian businesses and Indian startups to go global.
In fact, you talk about going global, and pandemic has seen a lot of these startups make full use of this crisis and use it as an opportunity to come up with so many small ventures. What was the whole idea behind the Prarambh that DPIIT launched, especially because it is coming in the context of the pandemic, which has been very difficult for businesses and entrepreneurs?
See, Prarambh was conceptualized essentially as a commitment that the Honorable Prime Minister made in the BIMSTEC Summit in 2018. And then we said the BIMSTEC nations would like to learn from us. We would be very willing to support them. What we did actually was, day one, we supported BIMSTEC countries. On day one, we expanded our horizons. And we invited the best of all the stakeholders from the global ecosystems to come and exchange their notes on the global best practices. So the sessions were organized around everything that different stakeholders need. So, for example, if you are a policymaker at the Government of India level or at the state government level, and you would like to know what is it that you can do which you have not done as yet, which others have done, and how can I do it in my own context. So, for policymakers, there are a number of sessions. There are startups. Now, startups from idea to proof of concept. Once they have a product, they need to go to market. They also need to access global markets. For each of these subjects, there were experts from across the globe. We had participation from 56 countries actually, finally, in terms of delegates and in terms of speakers. So that's been a hugely interactive event. The density of interaction has been very, very high in this event. Then we had our ambassadors, 5 ambassadors of India to Japan, Germany, UAE, Russia and Korea, speaking about how they are supporting Indian startups access markets in their geography. They also spoke about how they have been able to mobilize VCs from their geographies for investing into India. So this is all very real now.
I also wanted to ask you about the Fund of Funds for Startups, which was also put in place through SIDBI. So the seed fund that has been announced now, how does it work differently from the Fund of Funds that already exist?
The seed fund has a very limited purpose, supporting startups which are in the initial stages. So as I said, the seed fund will support only up to 10 lakhs or up to 50 lakhs for supporting startups when they are initially trying to develop an idea, trying to develop a product, trying to getting into the market. The Fund of Funds supports mature startups. So the average investment in a fund of funds is about 12 crores, the number of deals that have been done. The average ticket size is about 12 crores. So these are those startups which have already established themselves in the market and now they are trying to scale up. They have markets, for example, in one state, they want to grow to 10 states. So that is the kind of assistance that Fund of Funds gives. So one is an absolutely initial stage, what we call as the valley of death for the startups. So we are supporting startups in the valley of death so that they come out of the valley successfully. The second is those who already are successful, we are supporting them scale up by the Fund of Funds. So these are two absolutely different concepts.
One of the interesting things that has been announced is a TV show as well, the Startup Champions. Is this going to be India's sort of Shark Tank? When do we see it on air?
Yesterday the show has already been aired. The first episode went live in Hindi at 9 a.m. The English version was telecast at 10 p.m. yesterday. And the idea of this show was initially we are concentrating on the National Startup Award winners. We have 36 winners, and what we've done is we've divided them into 12 different episodes. Each episode tries to cover the struggle and the success stories of 3 different startups. Yesterday, they covered agriculture and food. The next episode, which will be coming on next Saturday, is concentrating on the space. And the stories of these entrepreneurs, how they built up their organization, shared with everyone. And we believe that this is going to touch chords with a lot of our youth, and they will be inspired to realize their own dreams in terms of doing something for themselves.
I may have missed the first episode, but we'll definitely catch up, and I believe our listeners too might want to tune in to Doordarshan to catch the next episode. One of the other things that the department has done is lay out a way forward. And I know when the Startup India was launched, there was a big document that was released with the objective. So what is it that you have decided to do now as we go forward with this initiative?
See, the Way Ahead document is a little ambitious document where we are trying to consolidate the gains that we have made till now. And we're trying to make that, we create a culture of entrepreneurship across the country and help our entrepreneurs go global, if I put it very simply. And if I get into a little more details about the specific objectives that we are looking at, so they are about, fostering a culture of innovation among citizens and students in particular. We are looking at promoting innovation in all sectors of economy across the country. Then, we are looking at supporting innovative ideas through incubators. We are looking at creating an environment of absorption of innovation in the country. Now, one of the things that we have seen is the Indian corporates and the Indian industry needs to interact a little more with our startups. We've seen, the global corporates. We could help startups ease to start, to operate, to grow, and how we could help them exit businesses very fast. Then there is a very, very broad objective of mobilizing domestic capital for startups in the country. For example, we look at insurance companies from Canada and pension funds from Australia spending huge amount of money into the startups in India. Similar thing from Indian companies are not happening. We are not looking at Indian insurance companies and Indian pension funds investing into startups. There is a huge capacity building that is required for enabling this. That is another thing that we are looking at. Finally, we already spoke about how we are looking at supporting startups go global. So broadly, if I summarize, these are the different objectives that we are looking at for startups in the Way Ahead document.
It's very interesting that you mentioned regulatory easing and mobilizing domestic funds. I believe there is a proposal to allow foreign listing for startups as well very soon. That's in the pipeline. If you can tell us something about that, and also when you say regulatory easing, what are the steps that you would like to see being taken in the coming months, coming years?
See, as a run-up to this Prarambh, what we have done is we have identified all issues in consultation with various stakeholders. So we've spoken to startups. We have spoken to international investors. We have spoken to domestic investors. We have spoken to high net worth individuals, family offices, and tried to list all the issues which are hindering investment of domestic capital, how we could further ease regulatory compliances, how we could make them easy to operate and grow, and why should investments in India be routed through some of the tax haven countries. A whole lot of issues relate to different government departments. And what we've done is we have listed all these issues, shared with all the regulatory authorities. We are actually looking at, as a government, all regulators are looking at all those issues very seriously. And I would not like to comment on any specific issue here because everything is in the works and all the regulators will, over a period of time, look at resolving those issues which have been specifically identified by all the stakeholders.
So I think there is a lot in store for the startups, and I'm sure DPIIT has set the agenda right. And so many challenges that have been identified, we hope that they'll be sorted during this year. Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
You were listening to a discussion on Prarambh Startup India International Summit. The participants were Anil Agarwal, Joint Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and Ruchika Chitravanshi, journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our website newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.